When you successfully hurt a narcissist and trigger their emotions, this is the scariest thing that will happen. Narcissists strategically target individuals who exhibit vulnerability, empathy, and a willingness to provide them with either material or emotional resources. This calculated approach allows them to bolster their own image and achieve personal objectives. When granted opportunities, they tend to test the limits of what they can exploit, leading to an ongoing power struggle. This cycle can swiftly escalate, causing pain and exerting increased pressure to exceed even greater boundaries over time. The most susceptible targets for narcissists are those who heavily rely on them for a sense of self-worth and feel trapped without their presence. Individuals manipulated and deceived over an extended period, often starting with a narcissistic parent, are especially vulnerable to this dynamic. I want to extend my sincere gratitude for your attention to this video. For those new to this channel, the goal is to uncover the secrets of narcissists. Your anticipated support is highly valued, and I wanted to convey this before delving into the content. It's important to note that not all manifestations of narcissism are inherently negative. Some may stem from imbalances in brain chemistry or physical injuries. However, narcissistic rage can manifest in various ways, ranging from overt acts of violence to more covert expressions like simmering resentment. When narcissists don't receive the excessive attention they crave, they may experience depression, leading to confrontational or passive-aggressive behavior. This seemingly contradictory reaction occurs because disappointment shatters their inflated self-image, despite their outward emphasis on appearance. Let's delve into the repercussions of a narcissistic injury on a narcissist and explore the extent to which they may concur or diverge in their responses. How profoundly are they affected if the injury is severe? Narcissistic wounds can manifest in diverse ways, with individuals showcasing various reactions. However, our focus will be on the most intense narcissistic injuries, often referred to as a wounded ego, as these wounds directly impact the narcissist's pride and grandiose self-perception. Such injuries occur when their false self is under attack. While the severity of the injury can influence the narcissist's reaction, their behavior remains consistent regardless of the depth of the wound. To streamline our discussion, let's swiftly review the typical response of a narcissist when their sense of self-importance is injured. When their ego is threatened, narcissists experience feelings of guilt and frustration. Consequently, their attention shifts towards seeking revenge. Regardless of the magnitude of the transgression, narcissists lack the capacity for forgiveness. They don't engage in explanations or seek resolution. Instead, they fixate on plotting revenge and inflicting harm. Conducting smear campaigns, whether privately or publicly, is a favored method of retribution. It's worth noting that other forms of injury can provoke even more severe behavior from narcissists, especially when they feel their core identity crumbling and are confronted with the truth about who they really are, leading to profound embarrassment. Various factors can drive a narcissist to extreme measures, causing their inner wounds to reopen. In a previous video, I extensively discussed how isolation, public humiliation, and personal insults have a particularly potent impact on narcissists. Individuals possessing all three capabilities simultaneously pose a significant threat to narcissists. As a consequence, the narcissist will either go to great lengths to evade such individuals out of fear or become fixated on causing them harm. In the latter scenario, encountering these individuals might bring a sense of relief, as it forces the narcissist to confront the truth, a genuine dislike for the other person, with no pretense. Some might even prefer the person to no longer exist rather than having to deal with them. A severe narcissistic injury inflicted on someone with an extreme personality like narcissism can have profound consequences, not only for the victim, but also for others. The subsequent actions of the narcissist hinge on the intensity of their current feelings of anger or depression. If fear predominates, they may feel trapped and hopeless. Even if narcissists recognize their mistakes and attempt to seek help, the likelihood of success is minimal. In cases where their hatred towards someone is unfathomable, they might resort to placing curses or hexes on their victim, hiring someone to harm them, or employing other extreme measures. Narcissists would instruct anyone to do anything as long as there is no traceable connection to them. The darker aspects of a person's nature become more apparent after being wronged by another narcissist. Attempts to gain sympathy by portraying themselves as victims serve as a mere diversion from their true intentions. However, professionals have the capability to identify the root of their anger and assess the seriousness of their problem, providing invaluable first-hand information. When narcissists undergo an injury, they grapple with a spectrum of negative emotions, including fear, anger, resentment, and embarrassment. This often results in heightened levels of depression. Narcissists find it challenging to cope with repeated rejections or affronts without experiencing a breakdown. Much like any blow to the ego, narcissistic wounds create enduring scars. The consistent barrage of criticism renders the individual unpleasant to be around. In instances where a narcissist harbors persistent frustration, they may resort to violence or exhibit mental instability. Narcissists exhibit little interest in healing from past hurts and progressing. With age, altering their behavior becomes increasingly arduous as they are reluctant to accept themselves or acknowledge their own flaws. When someone's pride is injured, it is crucial to afford them the opportunity to seek help and support. I trust you found value in this video. Can you recall a time when your actions led someone to feel negatively about themselves, and how did they respond? I eagerly anticipate our next interaction. Your presence is always cherished. Feel free to pose questions or share your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for timely notifications on new videos. Thank you for dedicating your time to watch this. These are the 7 deadly sins of narcissists that make God angry and unforgivable forever, and even deserve to go to hell. Narcissism is characterized by traits such as grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and an insatiable need for admiration. Engaging in a relationship with a narcissist can result in profound and lasting mental distress, hindering personal growth and recovery for extended periods. These relationships are emotionally draining, often leaving victims grappling with the aftermath of the turmoil they have endured. Understanding the fundamental dynamics of interactions with narcissists unveils an inherent sense of injustice. Instead of taking accountability for their actions, narcissists frequently shift blame onto their victims. Manipulation and gaslighting tactics are common, leaving victims confused and questioning their own reality, further intensifying their emotional turmoil. Upon achieving their goals, narcissists exhibit a callous disregard, swiftly discarding their target as if they never existed. This abrupt abandonment leaves the victim feeling wounded and bewildered, struggling to comprehend what went wrong. Narcissists often perceive others merely as tools to fulfill their needs, devoid of genuine compassion or concern. This absence of empathy is both repulsive and challenging to grasp. In the upcoming section, we will explore the 7 cardinal sins committed by narcissists and analyze their strategies to evade accountability for their harmful behavior. By clicking subscribe, you can stay updated with fresh insights and actively contribute to raising awareness on this issue. Together, we can sustain the dialogue and foster greater understanding. Foremost, narcissists epitomize emotional vampires, feeding on your vulnerability, honesty, and cognitive abilities. Their pleasure stems from exerting control, dominating, and causing harm, with your well-being sacrificed for their agenda. What do you lose in this transaction? Mental stability crumbles, blurring the line between illusion and reality, impairing your ability to absorb and retain information. Your perspective and emotions become distorted, and they display no concern for the erosion of your identity. The damage they inflict holds no consequence for them, as their sole focus is on gaining the energy and resources to sustain themselves. The second major transgression is excessive gaslighting. They manipulate your story, emotions, and perception of reality, aiming to dominate your narrative. This control allows them to fulfill their desires, coercing compliance with their demands, and convincing you to agree to things against your better judgment. Relentlessly encircling you with their thoughts, they compress your reality until you succumb to their distorted version. In their presence, your beliefs about yourself, them, reality, and the world become twisted, molded, and distorted. What sinister plan did narcissists harbor before exploiting you? They sought to claim actions you didn't commit, flaws you didn't possess, and blamed you for their wrongdoings. Allowing another person such control over your life diminishes your self-worth, leaving you feeling utterly debased and detached from your identity and purpose. The third grievous offense, ignorance, should not be overlooked. Despite their uncanny awareness of desires and needs, narcissists feign ignorance. They fully grasp how to be considerate, self-aware, and accountable, but choose to ignore it. When fearing a loss of control over you or the relationship, they conveniently modify their behavior, exhibiting kindness and seeming cooperation. It's perplexing why they act in such a manner, knowing it's precisely what's needed to sustain the friendship. To perpetuate the relationship, they deliberately made you beg for even basic elements of respect, understanding, compassion, presence, intention, love, and care. Recall the genuine qualities essential for nourishing a friendship, all of which they intentionally denied you fulfillment. When direct control proved elusive, they resorted to targeting your reputation. Even after their falsehoods were exposed, they persisted in spreading lies, seeking to inflict harm. This malicious concept stemmed from baseless hatred. It's challenging to fathom that respect is warranted for such a person instead of appeasing their wrath. Past relationship issues should remain in the past for healing and growth, but they refused to relent. Instead, they sought individuals to tarnish your reputation by spreading false narratives. Their actions destroyed your credibility, altering how others perceived you, with detrimental effects on personal and professional life. Their callous disregard for the anguish they caused was deliberate, relishing the opportunity to win over the majority and have you ostracized, further elevating their sense of self-worth. This is unacceptable, granting them the ability to seek revenge driven by jealousy, spite, or a malicious disposition. Sin no. 5. Committing infidelity while concealing an affair with you. Caught in the act of cheating, they resort to deception. Who has the audacity to engage in such behavior? Confronted, they deny, gaslight, and shift blame, deeming you at fault. Their emotional detachment is palpable. While hesitant to attribute this solely to a disorder, this conduct reflects the actions of a morally bankrupt individual rather than someone afflicted. It's a despicable act, epitomizing evil, by knowingly indulging in forbidden endeavors that would harm their partner if discovered. When exposed, they seek to discredit you. If that isn't abhorrent, I don't know what is. It's a betrayal beyond words. This betrayal is unforgivable, as narcissism corrodes trust, rendering forgiveness unattainable. Through lies and the destruction of shared time, they callously reject you. Constant manipulation makes it impossible to have certainty in the truth. When awakening from the dreamlike state, you realize the entire relationship was built on falsehoods. Rebuilding trust is arduous, as the shock and wounds take extensive time to heal. Betrayed trust leaves enduring scars, making it challenging for many to trust others again. The sixth offense manifests as physical harm inflicted upon others. Not all narcissists resort to violence, but those who do create an environment of extreme insecurity. Victims struggle to envision safety, haunted by fear of the perpetrator's return. They become uncomfortable being authentic, as trauma provokes anxiety even in seemingly safe environments. Having experienced the effects of a narcissistic father, I condemn those who inflict physical harm. Violence transforms individuals, erasing compassion and giving in to urges of rage. The seventh and final cardinal sin is engaging in abusive behavior. Narcissists see others as mere objects, discarding them once their utility expires. Fueled by a sense of superiority and entitlement, they treat individuals as disposable commodities, extending this mindset to acquiring goods and evading accountability. When pursuing someone, it's not out of genuine care, a desire to know them, or establishing meaningful connections. Their motivations lie in financial gain, sexual gratification, material possessions, or other self-serving ends, detached from affection, kindness, care, or genuine human connection. They view others solely as means to satisfy their desires, manipulating and ensnaring victims. This objectification satisfies their base instincts, illustrating their self-centered and survival-driven mentality. The intricate topic of exploitation will be explored in upcoming episodes. I hope you found this episode engaging and thought-provoking. Please share your thoughts in the comments section, and if you enjoyed it, kindly like and share the content. Our discussion will continue in the next episode, where we'll explore strategies for